What is going on, guys? The Fat Zeus or Doom Zeus here, and today I'm bringing you guys another gameplay commentary over on the Weird Doom Clan channel. So the gameplay you guys are watching in the background is pretty cool. It is a 151 kill game on MW2 by Doomcrackers or Yumscrackers7. This is actually probably one of the most insane MW2 gameplays I've seen. This isn't the world record for most kills in Ground War or in MW2 in general. I believe a Spanish player, I'm not sure of his name, I believe he may be in Carnage. He got about 174 or 176, not too sure, but I can say without a doubt that I was in this game, and this absolutely could have beaten that record and maybe even gotten to 200 kills, and I'm going to explain that in a second, but the map he's playing on is Favela. So this is actually a really good map, especially for kill streaks, and in the trap we have them, they really only have 2 spawn points and 2 corners, because we are playing in a full team, which doesn't take away from this game at all, because support is just not really the same in this game. You can't really stack streaks, so what ends up happening is a lot of times you get your UAV and your counter UAV, and that's pretty much all you're really going to run. But once you get those streaks, you know, you have to die in order to get more. So the UAVs and counter UAVs, they don't really help. Yes, he is using an unsilenced gun. He's using the UMP with FMJ, I believe, and he's running like marathon and stopping power and all that, but the counter UVs don't really help. The enemy's going to know where he is because he kind of stays around the same area the entire time. And it doesn't really matter because actually when you're running an unsilenced weapon, I really think he was going for them being able to run at him so he's getting more kills faster rather. And the kill streaks he's running actually were the Harrier, the Pavelo, and the Chopper Gunner. And you'll notice in the first part of this gameplay, he's actually just calling in the Harriers. I don't know why I just said it like that, but he's just calling in the Harriers and the Pavelos and kind of saving up the Chopper Gunners, I guess, for the second half of the game, which at first I didn't really I understand it, because I was, like I said before, I was in this game and he wasn't calling in any Chopper Gunners. I was like, all right, this game's going to be, you know, a big fail, because he had a decent amount of kills even without the Chopper Gunners, but what he was doing was trying to get the maximum amount of gun kills he could by calling in the Pavelos, because obviously you can't have a Pavelo and a Chopper Gunner up at the same time. So he's calling in all the Harriers and the Pavelos and saving up the Chopper Gunner, and he called in a whole bunch of them at the same time, which I guess kind of worked for him, but I personally would think that, you know, once they shoot down the first Chopper Gunner, they're already going to have their stingers out and ready to go for another one that comes in immediately. So, but, you know, I'm not the one getting 151 kills in MW2, so I guess I really shouldn't be speaking. So, I also mentioned before that this probably could have been the record, maybe even been 200 kills, and it kind of ties in with what I want to talk to you guys about today, and it is, I'm not sure at what point in this game you'll notice it because it's slowed down, but he actually calls in a Harrier in a spot that was nowhere close to him, but for whatever reason the bomb dropped on top of a roof next to him and killed him actually when he got the Harrier, so he didn't get his Pavelo or his Chopper Gunner, and with a set of a Pavelo and a Chopper Gunner, he absolutely could have beaten the record. But the reason I say it could have been 200 kills is because he lost all of his momentum. Momentum is probably the most key thing in Call of Duty to getting gameplays. After he got killed by that Harrier off his streaks, he was, you know, screaming in the game chat, you know, oh, I choked the 200, I choked the world's most kills, and, you know, he ended up actually choking it because he just wasn't focusing. He had lost all his momentum. He had a tough time getting on a streak. I'm not really sure if he got any more streaks after that. I think he probably just got a bunch of 5 and 6 kill streaks and just kept dying. Which, you know, it was pretty irritating because I believe at 100 points, he had 120 kills, which was absolutely insane for MW2, which is kind of weird because kill streaks were probably the best in MW2. I think MW2 and Black Ops 2 probably have a tie for best kill streak, so it was kind of, I always kind of felt it was odd that no one ever got a 200 plus in MW2 with considering how good the streaks were, but Mitch definitely showed that it was, Mitch or Yums, he definitely showed that it was possible in this game, and it was really unfortunate they lost it due to such a key factor such as momentum. Like I said before, he was screaming and everything, he lost his momentum, and he just couldn't get on another streak, and that's key for, I think, a lot of gameplays. Because when you have your kill streaks up, he had mentioned this in his own commentary, because if you didn't know, he already uploaded this on his own channel, which is obviously down in the description. I want you guys to go and subscribe to him, but he had mentioned this in his own commentary that when his kill streaks are doing really well, when his Harrier's up and his Pavelo is getting a bunch of kills, and he's in the spawn getting a bunch of gun kills, it just makes it seem easier somehow, because you're just tearing through the enemy, you know you're better than them, you know they're being spawn killed and shit, so you're just tearing through the enemy, and it just makes the game a lot easier. And it's the same in MW3, I think, when you're running support in that game, and you get a MW by like 10 points or something like that, like, you feel really confident when you get that, but when you die off a streak, let's say you get 3 MOABs, right, and you're trying to go for a penta, and you die off that 4th streak, you're down like a 22 kill streak, you lose all of your momentum, and it totally kills you, and it could possibly ruin what could have been a really good game. So that's kind of unfortunate. I know it's happened to me a bunch of times too, just dying off Moab streaks or a chem streak. It could be really unfortunate and just ruin, games for you. But so that's why momentum is definitely one of the key factors, along with other things, obviously, like having a good lobby. This was a pretty good lobby. Like I mentioned before, they really weren't shooting down the chopper gunners like they probably should have been. They weren't shooting down the Harriers and the Pavelos because in the trap we had them in, it was pretty hard to get out of that trap. We had them spawning in that corner, and whenever Mitch was calling in his streak, we were killing them anyway, so they really didn't have a chance to switch weapons. And you've probably seen at this point in the gameplay when he calls in the chopper gunner, the 2 chopper gunners that he left in here, they each get like 30 or 40 kills, so that's why I said before this probably definitely could have beaten the 170 kill record that was beaten previously. When you're going for these records in MW2, I'd also recommend you don't run the nuke, because you can only call in 1 nuke. If you could call in more than 1 nuke, then I would recommend it, yes, because in Ground War, you could possibly get, I don't know, like 9 kills from it. But you can only call in 1 nuke because it ends the game, so there really is no advantage in running that. I would recommend you guys run the Harrier, the Pavelo, and the Chopper Gunner. So that's all the time I have left for this gameplay commentary. Hope you guys enjoyed some MW2 throwback gameplays like this. 151 kills. Super impressive. I want you guys to go down into the description and check out his channel. If you enjoyed my sexy and seducing voice over the video as well, you can come over and subscribe to my channel too. That's all the time I have left. Peace.